What's going on, people? Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV and welcome back to episode 6 of our Unpopular Opinion session this international break. The last one of the weekend. Emotional for you, John?
Why is it emotional?
Because you love your unpopular opinions.
Of course, yeah. I'm sure it's not going to go anywhere.
Go anywhere? Well, it'll go all the way through YouTube. That's where it'll go. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the first one and let's start off with Andrew Thorpe. And he says, Skipp isn't good enough for a top 6 side.
We seem to be getting a lot of these, don't we? Yeah. Skipp isn't good enough for a top 6. I mean, he's still a prospect, isn't he?
Yeah.
We're asking so much of him. I mean, do you remember at the beginning of the season we were having a debate whether should he even be in the team or should he go out on loan?
Yeah.
And so the fact that he's bedded his position down in the team says how well he's doing. And we're already saying he's not good enough for the top 6. Like, give the guy a chance. He's a youth product.
And he had a good start to the season as well.
He's a prospect. Like, what do you want, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I completely agree. I don't understand all these gripes with Ollie Skipp.
Okay, so maybe objectively that is true. You could argue a case for that, but I don't know why you'd even say that. It's like...
But I don't even think that is true, though.
Yeah.
I think he is good enough for a top 6 side. He's not good enough for a title-winning side.
Like the top 6 sides now, or is he saying that like a top 6 side? I think he's good enough for a top 6 side, like in general.
He's saying a top 6 side. Yeah. So, look, I think that people need to get off his back. He's had a brilliant start to the season, had a brilliant year in a championship last year, and he's growing and learning as a footballer every single day.
I think we need to get off his back a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's overachieving for what we were hoping for from him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Is he a world beater? No. Is he like top 4? Probably not. Is he promising? Is he ticking every box so far? Yes. So for me, I think we need to, be praising him if anything.
Yeah, definitely. Let's leave it at that. Let's go to the next one. This is from James Flower saying, here we go.
Sim's alias, is it?
Lucas and Bergwijn wouldn't get into another top 7 club. If we want to get into the top 4, both need to be sold.
Well, unfortunately with Bergwijn, I've said this when he started to come in, I was like, I can't see it working with him,
What about at wing back? We've spoken about that quite a few times.
Yeah, I think he's got more chance if it was wing back. Yeah, and I think then he could make that work. Yeah, he could actually make that work at wing back. But in his current position, I just think he just doesn't seem to be happening for him.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to just lack confidence in front of goal, lack confidence to get a ball into the box and this kind of stuff.
You know what it is? It was the Anfield game where he got 2 clear-cut chances where he got off it was played off the shoulder. He got in front of goal and he hit the post with one and he fluffed the other one. We fluffed both of them, but he hit the post with one of them. And I think ever since that moment, I feel like he errs on the side of caution now. So whenever he gets into a threatening position, he doesn't go straight for the throat, drive straight at the goalie, let's say. He kind of just maybe takes it out a little bit further to the wing and just plays it back inside, and he retains the ball very well. And I think you also saw that. Remember Vincent Janssen? We're all like really hoping he'd get that goal, and then suddenly he'd like explode. You could see that was really working hard, and he wasn't really doing anything wrong, but he wasn't doing anything right, and he wasn't really going for the jugular. He wasn't selfish or ruthless enough. Yeah. And unfortunately, I can see that in Bergwijn at the moment. He's not ruthless enough. He's not selfish enough. He doesn't go for the jugular vein, does he?
What teams in the top 7? Let's say the classic top 7. Does Lucas and Bergwijn get into?
What would be the classic? What would be
Man
the other
U,
clubs?
Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Let's say Spurs. Well, Leicester.
Are we putting Arsenal in there?
West Ham.
West Ham now. Yeah.
Did either of them get into any of those sides?
I think like a Leicester, a West Ham, probably Arsenal. Like at the moment,
Arsenal ain't in. Arsenal ain't part of the conversation.
No, I know they're out. I thought you said traditional. Okay, so they're out. So we got Leicester, West Ham. What are the other ones on like the fringe?
Man U, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Well, yeah, not those top 4 then. Although I would say that when Lucas is on his game, I think he is a big match player, and I think he would do a job for them.
The thing is about Lucas and Bergwijn, I've got no problem with them being in the squad, but I do feel like, imagine having better players of them to start with and then having these guys to come on as well.
Yeah, that's good as well.
That's what we want.
That's nice as well, yeah. I mean, in the long run, we do need to obviously keep updating them, refreshing the players and, replenishing the squad. Everyone thought that Bergwijn was going to come in and, he was going to be the one that kind of exploded quite quickly.
Well, he did.
He did. Well, he did. But I don't think he really took off, did he?
He performed quite well at the back end in that season.
He was decent, wasn't he?
But, he had Son and Kane injured. He was up front a lot by himself. And, I remember performances where he was actually playing quite well. But he can't match those performances at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say about this. It's sad, really, but I do think Lucas is a little bit underappreciated and underrated. I do think that.
I think he is under. The thing is with Lucas, right? He's a brilliant player, but he's just so frustrating.
I don't think he is. I don't know. It's funny how we see things differently, isn't it? Different perspectives and all that. But I think he's probably the least frustrating player when I watch, because he's sort of like, there's a little gap there, it's that big, and he goes through it, whereas everyone else...
but then what happens after that?
Everyone else sees that space and they go, oh, go sideways.
Yeah, but what happens after that, though?
No, then he lays it off to someone.
What, that gets a misplaced pass or an intercepted pass or something?
He doesn't passes that often. Only when he's running at pace. He gives the ball away
he's
sometimes.
Always running at pace.
Not always. Sometimes he is passing it and stringing things together. And I think when he does give the ball away, it's because he's running onto a ball and the opposition's running.
If Lucas Moura had end product, he would be the player you're saying he is.
But when you watch him, he doesn't play far forward. He plays very deep.
Yeah, but he gets far forward because of his mazy runs, because he can beat so many players. And then what does he have on the end of it?
I mean, there was another game the other day, the Man United game. He puts in a world-class ball to Sonny, and Sonny misses from 6 yards. No one mentioned about Moura's pass.
Yeah, but you're picking out small little moments. I'm talking about things that happen consistently, time and time again, game after game.
Not this season. I think he's been
this season, last season. I'm not saying he hasn't been superb. He's been great. He showed great fight. He goes great heart, beats a lot of players, but still his end product is left wanting.
What do you mean by end product? Do you mean
his final ball.
Do you mean in the final third?
Yeah.
You mean that specifically in the final third?
Yeah.
I would say though, when he gets into the final third, there's no one else on his wavelength. There's no one else to play the passes to. Like, Kane's not making runs into the box. So what's he going to do?
I think
what does he do?
Yeah, maybe he's just going at 100 miles an hour and the other team aren't keeping up with him.
The other players aren't keeping up. Yeah.
So maybe he needs to just calm down a bit and just assess it more cleverly, and instead of going 100 miles full pelt.
Well, he did that against Everton. It's like he was he just tuned into the pace of the game, and the whole forward line were just playing at a kind of a very lukewarm, it was very very kind of middle of the road pace, wasn't it? And he strung things together, but it wasn't explosive, was it? So. If you want that, that's what you get. But I think with Lucas, you get explosiveness. You get him very progressive on the ball. He knits things together, and then when he gets into the final third, if no one's making the run, then he'll just, he does play some through balls. Actually, though, he does take risks more than other players.
I think recently the through balls have been more of a feature in his game.
And then he does take risks because you can see no one else is taking risks. And when you play a through ball, it is in the lap of the gods, because you've got to hope that the player gets on the overlap and gets onto it. If they don't get onto it, then everyone goes, Lucas, what are you doing? Whereas another player like a Bergwijn or maybe some of the other players, they might be in that position, go, I'm not even going to try the through ball, I'm just going to retain the ball. And, so it's whatever one you want,
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think that Lucas is a very good football player, obviously. Great dribbling skills. But the thing is, it's that... we need better players than him that have better end product. That's the facts of the matter, in my opinion. But let's move on.
Yeah.
Next one is Harry Papa saying, if we keep Jose and satisfy his needs, sell Dele, Winks, buy 2 centre-backs, we are title contenders by now.
If we'd kept...
If we kept Jose...
I love the grammar on some of these.
...satisfy his needs, and we sold Dele and Winks and bought 2 centre-backs, we would be title contenders right now.
No.
I actually think that if we would have backed Jose and given Jose what he wanted, and Jose had a Jose squad, we would have challenged for the title under Jose.
Well, we were last season, you could argue, challenging for the title at one point.
Well, I wouldn't call being top in December challenging for the title.
No, we were, though.
Nah, that's not challenging
at
for
that
the title.
point. No, I know what you mean, but I'm just saying we were... When things were going well, we were right up there, and we were smashing teams, weren't we? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you could argue that could have kept going had things have played out right, and the right additions to the team were made. I still think that. I actually wanted, even though people thought me as a Jose hater and everything else, at the end of last season, I did say I wanted him to have one more transfer window. I did say that, and I think it would have been nice. I was chatting to Prefas on the post-match fans show. And we both said 3 transfer windows, and if he can't get it right after that, then that's it. But I do think he earned the right for one more window, and I think if he'd done that, he might have got us a little bit closer.
I don't think so, because I think that yes, he needed more transfer window, but would he have got the transfers that he needed? That's the facts of the matter.
Would he have got them?
Because look at the transfer window that he did have. what did we get at the end of the day? Matt Doherty, Joe Rodon, all these players, you know what I mean? Not good enough for what he was trying to achieve.
By 2 centre-backs, though, that's what Harry's saying. If he got the 2 centre-backs that he needed, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we definitely would have been a lot closer than we were, and I think that we could have at least got Champions League football. I do believe that, because a lot of teams were having off years that year, weren't they? So I think that what let us down were the centre-backs. He kept chopping and changing the centre-backs because he didn't trust them. And I think it did kind of influence the way he played football as well, with not trusting the defence. So I think he might have a case there. Maybe not title contenders.
Not genuine title contenders.
Maybe like a slight tilt for the title, like a slight chance for the title. But
top 4, he means.
Top 4, yeah.
That's what he means, yeah.
All right. Well, that is it. That is the end of your unpopular opinions. That is episode 6. I hope you've enjoyed them and had a good weekend. I've definitely enjoyed getting through these unpopular opinions. We'll see you all next time, next international break, for some more unpopular opinions. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.